Let's start human capital and economic growth. Economic growth means the increase in real national income of a country. Yes, if it's growth in an economy, it leads to increase the real national income of a country. The contribution of an educated person to the economic growth is more than that of an illiterate person. Yes, so the contribution of educated person to the economic growth is more than that of illiterate person. And healthy person also contributes to economic growth. So both education and health along with many other factors like on-the-job training, job market information and migration will increase the income generating capacity of an individuals. Third point, human capital formation promoted invention, innovation and technological improvement. Education provides knowledge to understand change in the society and scientific advancement that facilitate invention and innovation. If a person has knowledge, he will be understand what are the changes in the society and what are scientific advancement that facilitate invention as well as the innovation. Now, difficult to prove causes and effect relation between human capital and economic growth. Due to measurement problem, it is difficult to prove that increase in human capital causes economic growth. See, for example, education measured in terms of year of schooling, teacher-pupil ratio, enrollment rates may not reflect the quality of education. Similarly, health services measured in a monetary terms like life expectancy, mortality rates may not reflect the true health status of the people in a country. So, it means it is difficult to establish a relation of causes and effect from the growth of human capital, education and health to economic growth. So, the relation between human capital and economic growth flows in either direction. Higher income causes building of high level of human capital and high level of human capital causes growth of income. Now, let's move on to the development indicators in education and health sector. Now in this table, I'm going to compare with 1951, 2014 to 15. In 1951, per capita income 7,651. In 2014 to 15, per capita income 72,900. Crude death rate per thousand population in 1951, 25.10. In 2014 to 15, 6.70. Infant mortality rate in 1951, 146. In 2014 to 15, 37. Life expectancy of male at birth, 37.20. In 2014 to 15, 67. Life expectancy of female at birth in the year, 36.20. In 2014 to 15, 70. Literacy rate in percentage, 16.67. 2014 to 15, 76. So, this analysis of the indicator in human capital growth, yes, in developing country has been faster, but the growth of per capita real income has not been that fast. Now, let's move on to report by Deutsche Bank and World Bank. The Deutsche Bank, a German bank, in its report on the Global Growth Center, identified that India will merge as one among 4 major growth centers in the world by the year 2020. Yes, so in its reports, they have said that India will merge one among the 4 major centers in the world in the year 2020. Increase in human capital is crucial to achieve increase in GDP. With reference to India, it states that between 2005 and 2020, a 40% rise in the average year of education in India is expected. So, we are expecting that 40% will be rise in the average year of education in India. Now, let's move on to report by World Bank. India should make a change over to the knowledge economy. If Indian economy uses its knowledge effectively, which were used in Ireland, then its per capita income will increase from little over US dollar 1000 in 2002 and US dollar 3000 in 2020. So, if Indian economy uses our knowledge, which we used in Ireland, the per capita income will increase from little over US dollar 1000 in 2002 to US dollar 3000 in 2020. Indian economy has all the key ingredients for making this transition. It has a large number of skilled workers, a well-functioning democracy, and a diversified science and technology infrastructure. So, at the last, according to the 7th-year plan, human capital must be assigned a key role in any development strategy, particularly in a country with a large population. Trained and educated population can become an asset in accelerating economic growth and in ensuring social changes in desired direction. So, a country like India, if it's a huge population, it's an asset for an economy. Yes. So, how we can make it as an asset? By investing, by trained and educated population can become an asset. Yes. So, in today's class, those concepts we have covered: human capital and economic growth, and then human capital formation, which promotes invention, innovation and technological improvement, and then what are development indicators in education as well as the health sector, with comparing with the tabular column from 1951 to 2014 to 15, a report by Deutsche Bank and World Bank, and report by the World Bank. Yes, thank you students.